Hello and welcome to what is the final episode, not of us, you're not all that lucky, the final episode before football returns. So I think this week we have no option but to kind of dig into predictions and where we think the Premier League is going to be as this time next Friday. It's all back. Football will have returned.
Sure is. Life is good again. Back to getting up at 3 a.m. to watch football. 4 a.m. Be soon for me.
I mean, you say life is good. I've watched some of the Championship yesterday and Friday night. And if we go back to this time last year, gonna sound like a broken record, and I'm gonna sound like I repeat myself a lot. Referees are awful. Playing out from the back doesn't work. And some of the football's very dull.
Unless you're a Bristol City fan of absolutely annihilated Sheffield United 4-1 somehow, having lost 6-0 to them in the playoffs 3 months ago.
That was a brilliant game of football, actually. It was end to end. It was, there was a lot going on. But yeah, and that's a slight technical issue for anybody who's got audio now being deafened, as his microphone has just gone halfway to New Zealand.
Slight technical error.
If we were professional, we'd edit that out, but I fully intend to leave it in.
Yeah, it's just all part of it. It's, if it was scripted, we'd have done that. It was your late game, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
That's why I didn't get to see it. I saw some of the earlier games, but I didn't get to see the Sheffield United game. But I discussed it with a few people I know back home who are avid Sheffield United fans, and didn't sound too good. Well, it sounds like Sheffield United battered them, from what I've been told.
Absolutely didn't have more technical issues then, didn't just pause that recording for about 5 minutes into the return. We'll just carry on. I mean, this is going really, really well so far today.
Winging this week, aren't we? It's almost like we're at opposite ends of the world to each other, and it's not quite playing out.
And modern technology isn't good enough to hold a stable internet connection for more than 4 minutes, apparently. But hey ho, we shall continue to struggle on as the world does. We've made it this far without football, so I'm sure we can manage to get through one more episode without it.
Well, actually, there's some foot. It's the charity. Is it? I don't know what it's called anymore. It's not called the Charity Shield, is it?
It is. Called just carry on. It's the Charity Shield.
Yeah. Is it on today, tonight, tomorrow?
It's on today, but no longer free to air in the UK. So you have to pay for another football subscription to actually get to watch it.
Well, what can you possibly pay for to watch it?
I think it's moved to TNT.
What?
So it's, yeah.
I mean, who's going to subscribe to something just to watch the Community Shield unless you're a Liverpool or a Palace fan?
If I had a subscription to TNT, I would cancel it just to make sure I didn't watch the Charity Shield.
I'm not being funny, but is there any wonder everyone got a dodgy stick or dodgy box these days to watch football on? Because don't they just take the piss out of you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I mean, that guy's been in the news as being arrested for making £400,000 a year, and Sky are suing him for, I don't know, a ridiculous amount of money, 2 million or something. But I'm sorry, but they just take the piss out of people, don't they? These broadcasters absolutely royally try to fuck you over. I mean, how is the Community Shield not free to? I mean, who wants to watch it really? I mean, it's not like it's prime time TV, is it? People watch it because it's a Sunday afternoon and there's football on, but it's hardly the FA Cup final, is it?
This game in England, which is kind of the equivalent of our Super Cup, is done wrong. It should be done on a Wednesday night, 7:30, 8 o'clock kickoff, and be the English Super Cup, as it would be the Spanish Super Cup or the French Super Cup or whatever other country does who do it properly and make it a big actual major trophy. We don't. We just have it as some piss pot Sunday afternoon kickabout where everybody will play the kids, they'll blood in some of the new signings, and somebody will win a shield of some sort come 6 o'clock tonight. But I'm not really interested.
It's an important trophy because if you're Arsenal, it's what Arteta claimed to be the trophy they've won. He claimed it as one of the trophies.
Good. So, I'm glad. Well done, him.
If Palace win it, they'll have got 2 trophies in the cabinet, won't they? Which is more than Arsenal.
More than Arsenal in the last 10 years or something ridiculous. But speaking of Arsenal, and looking forward to the Premier League next week. We're only 5 minutes in, but I'm going to throw you straight on the spot. Top 3 of the Premier League for the 2025-2026 season.
So I'm going to pick 2 winners because
you can't do that. That's not a thing.
There's rhyme and reason to my ridiculousness. I did say that if Arsenal signed a good striker, they would win the league, and they have signed what I believe is a good striker. So I've got to go with them to win the league. However, Liverpool will win the league.
Right.
So
that can't
I'm
be.
putting Arsenal as my number 1, but I'm just letting you know now that is wrong, and Liverpool will win it. So I'm going to go Arsenal, Liverpool, City, but it will finish Liverpool, Arsenal, City. I'm already contradicting my own plan, but I've got to back Arsenal because I said I would.
So what you've done is you've created a prediction which you're convinced is wrong because you feel like you should. Because of course you can't change your mind on the internet once you've said something. You must just stick with it
basically
forever.
what I'm doing is I've created a rule and then I've created a caveat to that rule. So I'm auditioning for a job with the FA, basically, is what I'm thinking. So what I can do is go into the FA and show evidence that I know how to, 1, put something in place, and 2, just do the total opposite most of the time. So that's what I've done. So Liverpool will win it, but I'm going to say Arsenal.
You've inverted your selection. I like it.
It's fully inverted, yes. And yeah, 4th.
Nobody cares
Chelsea.
about 4th. Let's be honest.
I know, but it's a title, isn't it? It's a trophy. It's a top 4.
It's not any of those things.
I don't know. It'll be Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Chelsea.
Okay, then. Who's going down?
Man United, Tottenham. The same 3 that came up.
Oh, now this was my thought, but I'm being told by, probably because the Leeds fans, that Leeds are too good to go down. Heard that before.
Too good to go down based on what? I mean, they may well be too good to go down, but what evidence does anyone have to say that? If they were 6 weeks in, then fine. Based on their form in the Championship?
No, based on the current form in the Premier League, they're 11th. Doing well.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, there's been teams do just as well as Leeds did last season in the Premier League and go back down again. In the Championship and go back down.
With Company came up on 100 odd points, did they not?
Let's be honest, the form in the Championship means absolutely nothing.
Oh, absolutely.
So, based on what? I mean, I don't know if they've signed anyone that stands out to me as, well, fantastic. You've signed, So, no, that's bullshit for me. Leeds are going to struggle because there are teams that are bad in the Premier League that have got a lot of Premier League experience. Leeds are coming up to a new dawn, and maybe they could do well, but no, the 3 that come up are the 3 that go down.
I'm going to slightly I'll give you my top 3 afterwards, since we're doing the bottom 3. I'm going to go Burnley, Sunderland, Wolves. I think Wolves really struggled last year. They've now lost Cunha, who was one of their better players. Yeah, I think Wolves are in trouble.
No, I agree. I think
Wolves.
I think they'll be a lot closer than last season, and I think there'll be teams dragged into it. But if I look at Wolves and think they're not as good as last season, but they're still considerably better than the 3 teams coming up in my eyes. They've still got more experience. They've still got more Premier League players. Yeah, I can't see past the 3 that came up going back down again.
But what we can say, based on that, is congratulations, Burnley, Sunderland, Leeds and Wolves. You've survived the Premier League, because if we predict that it will happen, it probably won't.
Oh, yeah. So that's why I started off by saying Man U and Tottenham will go down, because I thought if I throw it in there, then it won't happen.
Fulham, Everton and Crystal Palace, you might want to watch out.
Well, Everton deserve to go down for the stupid name of their stadium, don't they? That is the most ridiculous name of anything I've ever come across in my life. I saw it on I don't know what I was watching, and it's like, it came up saying on the first game at this, and I thought, is that an American stadium? It just didn't dawn on me what it were, and I was like, who the fuck plays in a stadium called that? And when I Googled it, it was like, it's Everton's new stadium. I totally forgot. I was like, yeah.
Yes, that is a thing.
You should be banned from the league just for that.
My top 3. It pains me to say it, and I hope to God I'm wrong. Arsenal are going to win the league. They are going to win the league.
I'm half there with you. I'm half there. I just think Liverpool have done ridiculous business and they've got better.
I'm going to... Arsenal, Liverpool, City, United is my top 4.
I'm not putting them there because I don't want to jinx them.
There was method to my madness.
If I put them there,
you in the top 4, I get 9 months of fun of watching it not happen.
I'm saying very little. This is recorded, but I'm quietly confident that we're going to do quite well.
I'm quietly confident that I'm going to have a very fun season, unless Arsenal win the league, and then I'm going to have a very bad season.
All joking aside, we've signed 3 very good attacking players, and that was definitely our biggest downfall last season, that we couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. And it says that Højlund's leaving as well here. So
you had one other big problem last season. The man stood between the sticks at your end of the pitch.
Well, he hasn't played pre-season. I'm guessing he's injured.
Or the manager's just realised he's terrible.
Well, there is, and I don't know why, but I had a funny feeling you might mention him this weekend. So it was quite funny because yesterday we played against Fiorentina and David De Gea played. And he plays for Fiorentina, doesn't he? So he played in goal for Fiorentina. I was there when David De Gea signed for United. And I will tell you now, David De Gea, when he came to United, was worse than Onana is now. You'll find that hard to believe, but if you go back and watch, he was horrific. And I was actually in the ground when we played West Brom, and a ball pops up in the air, probably 15 foot above De Gea, and he jumps up on his own, misses it, hits him on the head, and goes in his own net. And I was sat in the ground, and everyone in the ground was calling for Fergie to get rid of him. And for the rest of that season, he was just getting bullied by defenders. He was getting knocked here, there, and everywhere. He couldn't catch. He couldn't save. He couldn't do anything. He was pretty horrendous. And Fergie stuck with him for 2 years, and he became, in my eyes, United's second best ever goalkeeper behind Schmeichel. To me, he was fantastic. So Onana was a total car crash. I can't defend him. But if a striker came in and had a bad first season, he would need time to adapt. He would be given time. They're going to give him more than 1 season. So what happens this season, I don't know. But can he be as bad? Is he really that bad? Or is he that bad and we've just really got a bad goalkeeper? I just can't imagine that he is that bad of a keeper.
If you look at what he did at Inter Milan, you'd say, no, he's not that bad of a goalkeeper. I have a fundamental issue with why Manchester United signed him as a goalkeeper. You signed him based on the fact that he can play out from the back.
And he can't.
I would sign a goalkeeper based on the fact that he can stop goals going in my net.
I'd have kept De Gea all day long, and I'd have stopped this ridiculous passing out from the back. I mean, De Gea played quite well against us yesterday, and he was passing out from the back reasonably well. He kicked a few into touch, but he's a goalkeeper. I agree that your goalkeeper has to be the best goalkeeper between the sticks first and the rest of it. I mean, 90% of the kicks David De Gea made were 4-yard passes across his penalty box to a defender. You don't need to be a great football player to do that. You don't need to be any type of football player to do that. I've probably got a 5-year-old that could do that. So, yeah, he's got to improve his actual goalkeeping, cut the errors out, cut this ridiculous sort of way he goes about his day-to-day business. But I think they'll stick with him, definitely. I mean, I'm guessing he won't start against Arsenal because he hasn't played a single minute in pre-season. So I'm guessing Bayinder's going to start the season, who isn't a great goalkeeper. He's a decent backup and he's a big goalkeeper, but he's not that good himself. So, yeah, I think the goalkeeper one is a problem. I mean, there's still rumours that Donnarumma might come. I don't know if this is just agent talk to try and get his contract to PSG.
I mean, if you do sign Donnarumma and if you do sign Sesko, which I think he's pretty much done now, he's came for the medical back end of the week.
Well, he was on the pitch yesterday.
It's all done.
It was at Old Trafford, yeah. They announced him yesterday.
How are you going to justify where all this money's come from all of a sudden?
See, I don't like it when you ask these sort of questions because I have to sort of defend Man United, but you don't buy players with money in the bank, do you? Right? You don't walk up to RB Leipzig and give them a big bag of cash and say, here's 62
Oh, that
million.
would be great comedy.
And I mean, it probably happened 30, 40 years ago.
Coins, actual coins, count them all.
Was it Ian Wright that tried to pay his fine in pound coin, or wanted to pay his fine in pound coins when he got done smashing referees? That sort of thing, yeah. They don't walk up to RB's Leipzig with a bag of money and go, here's 72 million, we'll take your player. It's structured in a way that means it's paid for by the money coming in, like it does in any business. You know, you buy stock, you buy it with the money that you made from the previous sales. You don't go up to your stock. You don't go up and buy stock with a big amount of money and say, here's for me year's stock, I'm going to buy it all now. You pay for it over a period of time. You have 30 days credit so that you can get money coming in. That's how business works. People are looking at this and saying, you've taken meals off these people, saying you can't afford it, but yet you can buy this player. But what they don't seem to understand is that's how these things shouldn't have been happening. Free meals to staff is not a commodity that a business offers. You don't get it. If I had a job, I wouldn't get it. Why would they get it? Yeah.
I think
what Jim Radcliffe's done when he's gone in is he's trying to make the business sustainable by removing all the commodities that are not there for a business that isn't functioning properly. If the company was doing really well and we were turning over £200 billion and we were making a lot of money, then it's fine. It doesn't matter. But we're not. We're making a loss every year. So you can't afford to pay these things out. Getting rid of the 200 people that worked in London were obviously not required, because since we sacked them, the company's still going. So what were they doing? They've just been employed, haven't they, to do various roles across the business, which technically they weren't needed for. So it's coming in to streamline the business and make the company run properly. What do people want? So do they want him to turn around and say, well, we're now not buying players? Well, because I got rid of these people, I'm not going to buy any players. It's not how it works, is it? He saved money in one area and he's redistributed it to another area. So would United fans rather free dinners be handed out and these 200 people still have a job, or would they rather us have a new striker? Because we obviously don't need these people. Otherwise, the company would now have folded because the doors wouldn't be open. But we obviously need a striker, don't we? Because we can't score goals. So to me, he's done exactly what he needed to do in a roundabout way. But the people of the world are going to jump on him and say, you're sacking people to pay this striker 62 million quid. Well, then people shouldn't have been there in the first place. He's had to make the hard decision to cut those jobs. It's like somebody coming to your business that's maybe struggling and saying, well, we can get rid of 15 people and save, £200,000 this year in wages. What, you're going to go and buy a new machine? Well, we need that to produce the products that we need to keep moving forward in the future. But we don't need these people. They're here doing nothing. To me, it makes sense. I'm not trying to just defend United. I'm just trying, in my head, it makes sense to me. So that's the way I look at it.
Everything you've said makes perfect sense, except for one side of the argument I've got. So if you look at the 200, 300 people, whatever he's got rid of, and the cucumber sandwiches and whatever, all that nonsense, that won't equate to, in 5 years, 10 years, probably even 15 years, one of the three players you've signed this year. So you've spent best part of 70 million on Sesko, best part of 60 million on Cunha, and similar on Mbeumo. We say roughly you've spent about 180 million pounds on players. He said last December that the company was basically bankrupt within months of being bankrupt.
Yeah.
The money saving that he's done does not equate to the money you're going to have to pay out in 2, 3, 4 years' time. Even done in stages, he hasn't saved that amount of money. You're not in the Champions League. You haven't won a trophy. How are you going to meet any sort of financial sustainability when you've just spent another £200 million best part of? Yes, you've got rid of people's Watsits and Quavers and they don't eat anything out of your canteen anymore. But that's not going to equate to any sort of money that he's going to need to pay for these players. And bearing in mind, you had a lot of signings that came up this summer, people like Sancho and Anthony and people like that, I believe, Casemiro, that needed paying for. Mm-hmm. So that's another God knows how much amount of money. And I just don't see how the numbers don't add up in my head that
but
you've gone from bankrupt to having all this money.
The players have been bought with money that we're going to earn over the next 12 months. The payments for these players aren't money in the bank. It's money that the club is projecting to generate over the next period of working. So they're looking at that and saying, well, if we can earn whatever you think we're going to earn over the next 12 months, that's where the money's going to come from. But if you've got 200 people all earning £30,000 a year, and it's quite reasonable doing that, you're still talking 8 million, aren't you, a year towards these payments for players. So you've got 8 million of your payments already. All right, you're talking 200 million, but let's say you're paying them over 5 years. You're talking what, 40 million a year? Well, a quarter of it is there from just cutting those people out. So that's quite a big number of the spend just saved on wages. Yeah. Then you're going to think you're going to try and cut people's salaries down. Sancho leaves, Rashford leaves, if Casemiro goes. By the time you've done all that and you've taken away those wages, you've saved probably 50% of the money you've just spent. So I'm guessing there's some sort of projection that then says that United this season will turn over X amount and make X amount to allow us to pay for the rest of it. However they're figuring it out, I suppose, is really irrelevant. I think what people have got to understand is he's been brought in to do a job and he's trying to do the job. Whether he does it right or wrong in the end, well, that'll be his legacy, won't it? But you can't ask somebody to come in to a club that's struggling and failing, let's be honest, failing badly, and then expect them to do everything that the previous combatants were already doing. Because then you're going to fail again, aren't you? He's got to make huge changes and no one's going to like it. But I think he's just got to do it. And like you said, he's not there to be liked. He's there to get Man United back to the top. And if in 5 years' time we're still 14th and 15th, then he failed, didn't he? And sacking them people didn't work. But if we can get back to somewhere around the top, then everyone will look back and say, well, what a great idea it was. We won't know, will we, until further down the line?
No, we won't. So we've covered your pros and cons for the season. Arsenal, give me why you think they will win, what will stop them winning.
Well, I said that they'd win if they signed a striker, and they have signed a striker, and half of the midfielders in Europe. But they were definitely a striker short of winning the league last season for me. They've now got one, and I believe they've got a very good one. I think it'd be interesting to see who gets more goals, Gyökeres or Sesko, because both clubs were linked with both players.
Yeah, they were.
At one point, both players could have gone to either club. And Arsenal made the decision to go for him, and United have made the decision to go for him. It would be interesting to see who at the end of the season has more goal involvements, goals and assists as the forward player. You would think that Gyökeres is going to get more because he's at Arsenal, are a better side. They've got better players. They're in better form. But yeah, I think it'd be interesting. Like I said, from watching United in pre-season, we look a lot more fluid, look a lot more attacking, we look a lot more open at the back, but we look like we're going to be creating a lot of chances. So if this kid is as good as they say he is, I think they could run each other close, and it'd be interesting to see who gets the most goals. But I think Arsenal's striker shortage, if they filled that void, they will be right up there, and I think they'll take it to the wire.
I think defensively, there's probably no team as good or better than Arsenal right now defensively.
I've lambasted Arsenal for the last 5 years for not doing what they needed to do. They've gone out and done what they needed to do this summer. So you've got to give them credit. Credit where credit's due. They've gone out and got the striker. They've got a good striker. He's still young. He's scoring goals. They've got but you go then again and say, well, they've got no excuse now, have they? If they don't win the title this summer, there's no excuses. You can't give any excuses. It's not we didn't have this. It's not we didn't have that. So Arteta on one hand is, a pat on the back for doing exactly what they need. He's got a striker in, but now we've got to win the title. You can't just say we came up against a better Liverpool side. We came up against a good City side. You've got to go and beat them now every week and go and win the title like Liverpool did last summer. But I just don't see how Liverpool aren't going to improve again with the players they've bought. And they've got rid of the shit ones.
Well, if we move on to Liverpool then, so they've obviously strengthened in quite a few places and are still pursuing the Isack move, which has been going on for weeks on end.
I think it happens now. I think now Núñez has gone. I think it happens.
Well, I think you've kind of potentially scuppered it because Newcastle have already said they won't sell Isack unless they have a replacement already bought. Sesko was that man. Man United have kind of ruined that one. So I don't see how.
I know it sounds stupid, but would Newcastle not? I mean, I don't want Isack to go to Liverpool, but you almost think, would Newcastle not take Højlund, and would he not go there and do them a job?
Well, the worrying rumour for Newcastle was, and it sounded a lot like desperation, if I'm honest. It screamed of Man United 3 seasons ago. They're apparently linked with Nicholas Jackson. And I just think that's an awful signing. You can't go from having Isack up front to him. Because that's.
I said that United's transfer business, I liked what they've done because they've gone out and bought a couple of players from the Premier League who have been proven to score goals and create goals. And the one thing that you bypass there is having to adapt to the Premier League, get used to the pace of the game, etc., etc. They've bought 2 players that they know next season will be 15 plus on goals and assists, both of them, unless there's a crisis in the club again. That's the problem with. And Newcastle may look at it and say, "Well, we're buying a player from the Premier League," but he hasn't proven yet he can do it.
No,
he looks so average in a Chelsea side that improved through the season. They were getting better as the season went on. This is not just a bad Chelsea team. They did improve as the season went on. But he didn't seem to. And as they improved, he seemed to be less prominent in the team. And that, to me, would be a real concern, that I'm taking a player that's tried in the Premier League, technically not done very well. It doesn't look like a Newcastle signing to me. I can't imagine the fans taking to him and him being, you think like, they had Shearer and Asprilla. There are players that just the fans loved. I just can't imagine them loving him. He just looks so unlovable.
No, because I think up at Newcastle, there's a very specific type of player. Like, it's somebody who's going to put their heart and soul into every game, and we're going to work the socks off, and they're going to run, and they're going to feed off the. And he looks. No, totally I agree with you. He's not a Newcastle player in my head. He doesn't
look at him and think Newcastle fans are going to be wearing shirts with his name on and singing his name every weekend. He just looks like the sort of player that's going to ruin the progress that they've made.
Yeah, and I mean, how do you view the Isack situation in general? I mean, I get Liverpool is a very big football club. I kind of find it disappointing what Isaac's done, if I'm honest. Newcastle gave him the chance. He's been fantastic.
Listen, he signed a contract with Newcastle and he should honour that contract. And if Liverpool come in and offer whatever they've offered and Newcastle say no, as a footballer, you should knuckle down and go and play football. That's it. They own you. You weren't, if it was the other way around and Newcastle went struggling to pay, any chance we could knock your contract in head now? It'd go mental, wouldn't it? Fucking no chance. You're paying me. So he wants them to be, and I know there's no loyalty in football, but there's a part of me that wishes there was. And he should be loyal to Newcastle. He should get his head down now. He should be back in pre-season. He should be training with the club, and he should be saying, "Look, if you accept the deal, I'm happy to go. If you don't, I'm happy to stay. It's down to you. I've got a contract with you. You've got a contract with me, and that's it. We get on with it." But if he starts throwing the teddy out and I want to move, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. He's happy to sign the deal. He should be happy to stay and see it out, unless he wants to buy himself out of his contract, which is not going to
The disappointing thing is it's not like he's trying to get out of Newcastle, who are going backwards. They're building something. It was being built, granted, mainly around him. But they've got players like Joe Linton, who Eddie Howe's brought on fantastically. Bought him as a striker, turned him into a midfielder, and that's been a genius move.
Look at the 2 midfielders, Tonali and Guimaraes. I mean, them as a midfield three are the best in the league.
Anthony Gordon out left, who I think he's still got some progression to make, but I think he will make a very, very good player. Livramento, the right back, really, really good player. Lewis Hall, left back, again, should hopefully turn into a very good England left back. They were building something, and I just think if Isack goes on Newcastle, all of a sudden, kind of in a bit of no man's land if they're not careful, they're gonna scrabble around to get a striker.
Leave though now, isn't it? What can happen now? What are the scenarios? Liverpool come back in and offer another 10 million and get him, or Liverpool don't come back in and say that's my final bid. What do Newcastle do with him? Because he's openly not training with them.
Yeah.
What can Newcastle do? They've got an asset there that is technically worth 120 million, was it?
50 million they've asked for him, I think.
Newcastle aren't just going to, and you understand the point of view of Newcastle, they're not just going to say to him, well, don't play, we'll pay you, 110 grand a week to not play. They're almost in a situation where they've got to sell him, aren't they? Because he's now down tools and said, I'm leaving.
And I hate that.
Yeah,
the players manage to get all the power. The players manage to get all of the power while the club have the big
it's not
contract.
my money. But I'd love to turn around to him and say, look, mate, you've got 3 years left in your deal. You'll leave in 3 years' time. Like it or lump it, do what you want. 3 years from now, you can leave. And it's almost that line you want the clubs to take of we own you, we bought you, we pay you, you work for us, you'll do as we say. And if we don't want you to move on, you don't go. Unless you want to give us all the money back we've given you, buy yourself out your contract, then go on, off you go. But he's not going to do that, is he?
And the club's not going to do that because they can't afford in 3 years' time for him to walk away for nothing.
Walk away. That's what I'm saying. Newcastle are in a position now where, but in 3 years' time, if he doesn't play, he's a nobody, isn't he? Let's be honest.
True.
Because football is a here and now sport. So he's a nobody, so he's worth nothing to Newcastle. So basically, Newcastle are kissing goodbye to 120 million, which they're not going to do. But you almost wish they would, wouldn't you? You almost wish that the owners who are that rich would just turn around and say, fuck you. Go and sit where you want. We'll pay you. You're not playing. Your career's over. Because in 3 years' time, nobody will want to give you 10p to play football. Nobody will have heard of you. You'll be forgot about. There'll be 10 other strikers on the world stage that are ripping it up. And that's what you almost wish somebody would do.
Oh, absolutely.
But I understand why they're not going to do. I wouldn't, if it was my money, you're not going to kiss goodbye to 120 million, are you? But that's what you want someone to do. These sheikhs have got all this money. That's what you want to see. Come in and say, fuck yourself. Go and do what you want. You're not playing.
I had
and that would change the game.
I literally said I'd put him in the squad, and if he refused to play, I'd suspend him without pay for breach of contract, and I'd leave him sat at home on gardening leave for 3 years. And say, you're not going anywhere. You're employed by us.
That's an ideal world, isn't it? That's what you wish somebody would do. You picked in the squad. What, you're not playing? Right, you're not paid, and you're fined. Picked in the squad next week. You're not playing. You're not training. You're not paid. And just keep doing that. Yeah. There's nothing anyone can do.
Nope. And then, like I said, leave him sat at home for 3 years, and that's up to him, isn't it? But it won't
3 years'
happen.
time,
It won't.
Liverpool aren't going to buy him. I mean, he'll be in his late 20s in 3 years' time, won't he? So it's like he's going to be nobody. He's not going to have played. He's not even going to be remotely a footballer by then. His career's over. So then he's got to make the decision. But obviously, I understand why that's not going to happen, but I wish it would.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same with Sancho. That's what I wish Man United would do. To say, well, fuck you. You're shit. You're an idiot. Just we'll pay you. Fuck off. Yeah. But, yeah.
I mean, you could with Sancho. You did it with Phil Jones for donkey's years, so he can be your new Phil Jones.
We've gave enough money away to idiots in our time. I don't think we need to continue with this one.
So we've discussed Liverpool, Newcastle, Arsenal, Manchester United at some length. Man City, quiet transfer window in theory.
They failed, didn't they?
They've spent sort of the best part of 150, 200 million, 140, about 150 million on players that I would say I don't overly know that well.
So they've got Ryan. The other one they bought Ryan. They bought the guy from that Shirky, as he called, or whatever. The only reason I know him is we played against him.
Yes, they bought Shirky for 34 million.
It's a City-side player.
Reginda's, I've said that horrendously wrong, and I apologise to anybody, from AC Milan. They've bought Ike Nowry from Wolves, and then they've spent 30 million on Trafford, as we've discussed the other week, from Burnley, and then 15 million on, I haven't got my glasses on, so this is extremely hard to read, Svernaipan from Rosenborg, sorry.
Never heard of him. No.
So after a season where they struggled considerably, and you wouldn't obviously expect them to be that bad again, I did think there's going to be a marquee signing at Man City this year. I expected a big £100 million with both, whoever the name may have been, let's just say, and I don't mean him specifically, but an Mbappe level, a Neymar, a Ronaldinho of back in the day. I expected them to do something, but they kind of haven't, and I'm confused.
Well, there's two bigger problems for City for me. One, they haven't played a pre-season friendly. Oh, sorry, they played a pre-season friendly yesterday. That was the first one. So they played one game before they start the season next weekend. And Rodri's injured again, and he's expected to be out till October.
Wow.
So
but they have signed a lot of midfielders.
Well, they have, but they had a lot of midfielders last season. Still couldn't play without Rodri, could they?
True.
So Rodri's out till October, so he's going to miss the first 2 months of the season, and they've had one pre-season game. Are they going to be up to speed? Are they going to be 6 points off the top of the table after the first 4 games already? Because
highly possible.
as we've said here, Arsenal and Liverpool I think they're going to be relentless this season in winning. They're going to go toe to toe, weekend after weekend after weekend. Both up to speed. They've both had good pre-seasons. Quiet time down after the end of the season last season. They're both going to be fit, firing, ready to go, and I think it's going to go hell for leather. They're going to be scoring 2.1, 2.2, 2.3 points a game. A City just going to be behind from the off. One pre-season friendly is not enough to get you up to speed, and they quite clearly missed Rodri last season, and he's out again already with a groin injury, I believe it is. Have Chelsea played a pre-season game yet? I haven't seen them play one.
Well, their pre-season was the Club World Cup that they won, and they're now the best team in the world.
They must have all gone away and had a holiday after that. So they must all have, they've not come straight back to work, have they, and just worked through it. So, again, same with Chelsea. Are they going to be 2 or 3 games behind after the first half a dozen games already? And really be playing catch-up from day one? And like I said, I just don't see Liverpool and Arsenal giving up many points. You look through the teams and they're relentless in every area of the pitch now. City have almost, and Chelsea, Chelsea weren't there or thereabouts anyway, but I know they're the best team in the world now by some moniker that I can't quite understand. But yeah, that's a story for another day. But City needed to come into this season having had 5-6 weeks off, got the transfers done early, which is good, and have a fully fit firing team that's fit and raring to go. One pre-season game just doesn't sit well with me from a City point of view. Not that I care. I hope they do get relegated, but
no, you're here to be impartial.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm auditioning for a job on Sky. I just don't see him. I just don't see him keeping up with Liverpool and Arsenal at all.
No, it's going to be interesting to see how they do shake out, because I'm a little bit. I don't know what to expect from City. Obviously, we've known City of the last 7-8 years previously. They are this dominant force that is the Max Verstappen of football. They are inevitable. They will come to the end of the Premier League season and they will be there. Then all of a sudden they just weren't. And now I'm thinking, well, there's no marquee signing. Rodri's now out again. I can't give you an answer as to what I think Man City are right now or where I think Man City will be. And then to the other end of that spectrum, if we move on to another club, is I can't give you an answer as to what I think Tottenham Hotspur are right now. The captain's left, decided he's moving on.
Harry Kane weird timing, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
We're 10 days from the start of the season, and suddenly it stings to me of poor management within the club to let him. Yeah. He should have been gone 8 weeks ago. They should have announced on the last game of the season he was leaving, and then he goes and moves on. I don't understand how he leaves 2 days ago. That makes
just
no
randomly.
Sense to me. Just, at what point did this become a problem and they realised he wasn't going to stay? Okay, they changed manager. So as the new manager come in, decided it's not for him, but surely he gets another season. It's not like it's rubbish.
He's the best player they've got.
I just don't understand how your captain leaves 10 days before the start of the season, goes to America, and you've got, I don't know. Who have they signed? I can't think who they've signed. James Maddison's out for pretty much the season by the looks of it, isn't he? He's done his ACL.
Yeah. He's pretty much done. They've
got possibly the worst striker ever signed by a club in whatever he's called up front. Who did they buy? Him that were at Liverpool, and then we're at Chelsea, and then did all right at Bournemouth, and now shit again. Solanke. So, they replaced Harry Kane with him. Son's not getting replaced. I don't know.
So, Spurs signings this summer, I will go from the cheapest, I suppose you'd call it, to the most expensive. Again, without my glasses, so bear with me on the pronunciation because I can't actually see the letters.
Just guess.
João Palhinha's come in on loan from Bayern Munich, which is costing £5 million. but he is 30. So, Kota Takai from the J League for £5.8 million, a centre back, 20 years old. Luka Voskovic, another centre back, 18 years old from Hajduk Split for 11 million. Didn't have another technical break there at all while another microphone went off. That didn't happen. Yes, so Luka Voskovic from Hajduk Split for 11 million. Kevin Danzo from Lens for 25 million, another centre back. So they've bought 3 centre halves and a defensive midfielder so far. Centre forward of Mathis Tell for 35 million from Bayern Munich, 20 years old.
They were there last season on loan, weren't they?
And then Mohamed Kudus from West Ham. And I get he's all right, but 63 million quid for Kudus? Really? Is that?
I mean, the concern for me there is the second one you said from the J League. He is definitely 100% a signing made by the previous manager because he had a history of buying people from the J League for Celtic. So that was already in place before they sacked him.
Probably.
Definitely, because he were buying him left, right, centre out of the J League for Celtic. So he's definitely bought him. So there's a player coming in there that probably the new manager doesn't even want. As no, but I don't know about Tottenham. Tottenham just seem a weird side. I mean, the best player probably on his days, James Maddison, who's now going to be out for most of the season. The second best player or equal best player is Son, who's now left. Having lost Harry Kane last season. I don't know, yeah. I mean, they can't be as bad as last season, I don't think. But we brought in a great manager.
You've just beat me to it. We both like Thomas Frank as a manager. We both think he's a very, very good manager. Is he unfortunately on a hiding to nothing? Has he taken a bit of a poison chalice job here?
Well, this is the sad thing, isn't it? Because I don't want Thomas Frank to lose because I think he's a very good manager. I think he's done things the right way, and I think he's a manager that I want to succeed. But I just don't see Tottenham being the right thing for him. I mean, why on earth England didn't get him if we were going to go down the foreign manager route, I don't know, instead of the idiot we have gone and got. I'd have been much, much happier to see Thomas Frank sat at the helm than Hitler's best mate. I can't think of his freaking name now.
Tuchel.
Him and all. But, yeah, it's almost like it could be career-defining for Thomas Frank, and not in a good way, I don't think.
I mean, are Tottenham to managers what Manchester United are to players? Just ruin them.
Right now. We just, yeah. Like we do to strikers.
Pochettino, Mourinho. The list is endless of managers that have gone through that club that are big name managers as well. I mean, if you look at it, Tottenham in the last 10 years have probably had, as a collective, bigger named managers than Man United have. I mean, in that time you've had Ole Solskjaer and that consultant guy that became a manager for a while. I can't even think of his goddamn name.
Oh, Ralph Rangnick.
Yeah, him appeared out of nowhere. So they've gone through every manager known to man now, and every one of them's failed. Which
have done the fainted thing, haven't they? It's when it doesn't work, change the manager. When it doesn't work, change the manager. Haven't realised, like we keep saying here, that the people that are the problem are the 11 people you put on the pitch every week. And I know it's easier to change the manager than change the 11 people, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
They are literally living proof that it doesn't work.
It's like United have had to do the season. You know, how can you send Rashford, Sancho, Anthony, Malacia, and the other one away from the club, paying them, and not put them in your squad? Well, the only reason you do that is because you've realised that all the other changes you've made have been failing, and you've got to change the thesis of the club and the way the players are acting at the club. And by doing that, you've got to get rid of the people that are causing the problem. Tottenham have kind of got to do the same. This bringing in players that don't have this mentality of wanting to win, and then blaming the manager and sacking the manager every time. What have Tottenham achieved by sacking the manager time and time again? The only time Tottenham have ever got anywhere, they've sacked the manager again. It's mental, isn't it? I mean, they sacked Mourinho before the final, didn't they? When they got to the League Cup final or the FA Cup final?
I think so, yeah.
They sacked the other manager after he won them the final. I mean, I don't get it. Makes no sense to me at all. Fantastic. You've done exactly what I wanted you to do and won as a trophy. Could you kind of leave now?
I mean, there was, I suppose with Ange, how bad the season was going, as much as we keep saying change the manager doesn't work. There was justification to sack him right up to the point when they did sack him. They had reason to. The point when they actually sacked him, they didn't have reason to because they just won a European competition. So I really,
and like I've said, so the flip side is
works.
right. They have a really good season and they finish 5th, and they don't win a trophy. He keeps his job.
Yep.
How ludicrous is this? He finishes 5th, which achieves absolutely nothing, right? And he keeps his job. Okay, 17th is abysmal, but he won them a trophy. They stayed in the Premier League. They can come back next season and build on this. How is that? How do you sack him after that? I just don't get it. It makes no sense at all. If he loses the final, then fine. 17th, not won a trophy. You've had an abysmal season, but he won it. So you can't sack a man who's just won you your first trophy in fucking 50 years or whatever it is, or his second trophy in 50 years. It's ridiculous. You just deserve to lose now.
So we're going to move on from Tottenham, and I'm going to put you on the spot with a question, which is really random, really out there. But let's just see how it goes. Your one surprise of the season. So it can be a good surprise, bad surprise. Club, player. Give me one surprise of this season, the Premier League season for this year. What's something that's going to happen that people don't expect?
Oh, I can think of a few, but I'm not going to bring Man U into it. What's going to be my surprise this season?
I'll give you a few minutes to think, but I'll give you mine. Newcastle will finish outside the top half.
Oh, right. Yeah.
If Isack goes, that is I will preface that one.
I think it's pretty
Isack
much
goes, Newcastle go outside the top half.
I'll go then. What would be my surprise?
And bearing in mind,
I don't know if it's a surprise or just news. City don't finish in the Premier League.
I thought you were just going to say City don't finish. Just sod it
City
off.
is so clean.
Come
2027, they're only on game 24. Whatever's happening to City, don't finish in the Premier League this season.
Oh. Now
That's
I mean, I thought mine was crazy. Yours is insane.
Whatever that happens to City, they're not in the Premier League come the end of it.
Wow. Okay. I have written all of those predictions down, by the way, including our winners of the league and relegation. And so that's it. City are gone. Newcastle are in the bottom half. And Arsenal have won the league. Oh, God.
And Arsenal are going to win the league. And, Arsenal fans are going to be worse than Liverpool fans as well, aren't they? Because they've been berated for so long. They're just going to be unbearable. But
one thing, so, we've nothing else to talk about this week is all football because Formula One's decided it's the summer break. The 8-second rule has come into force, and I've already found a big problem with it.
8-second rule for what?
The goalkeeper and the corner that will be if they don't get rid of the ball.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. So, go on, run it by me. So, if
I had forgotten until I was watching the football on Friday night, so the Birmingham game, and all of a sudden I saw the referee counting down. I'm like, what's he doing? And I was like, oh, this is the whole goalkeeper must release it within 8 seconds or it's a corner for reasons that I still don't understand, but it's a corner. So what goalkeepers are now doing is keeping the ball at the feet for ages until somebody runs towards them. Then they pick it up and we start the 8 seconds. So it's not achieved anything so far. We're still wasting as much as we always did.
You're telling me that the FA have made a rule change to a rule that never even existed in the first place, and it's not made a difference?
Yes.
Well, knock me over and call me Santa. I mean, it's the most pathetic. It's not worse things going on in football, i.e., 15 minutes to judge an offside call and 95,000 wrong decisions on a pitch that we don't need to worry about how long the keeper's holding it for. I mean, has it really been an epidemic?
Well, no, and you know what?
How many times have you sat and watched the Premier League last season and gone, bloody hell, keeper's got to hold it for 15, 20 minutes here. He's just taking a piss. I've never looked at it and thought he's just holding it for too long. Because the referee's got the power to say, indirect free kick, you're obstructing play. You've held the ball for too long. We didn't need this rule. The referee had the power. He's got a whistle. It's like a small thing. You put it in your mouth, you blow it, it stops the game. Just say, you've had it for too long. Well, Alan, so it don't matter. I feel like you're obstructing the game. I'm in charge. Pull the ball down, indirect free kick. Stops it straight away. Keepers will just not do it anymore, won't they?
But because I'm sad, but because also we have a podcast that we things to talk about, what I then did was time throw-ins.
Oh, hours.
Throw-ins were much longer than the goalkeeper having the ball. So
Can I just say,
else holding
worse
it
than the
stopped
time of throwing, the location of them.
Yes.
How many times, right, does the ball go out of play, hits me and goes out of play, right? And the guy takes the throw in from that side of me. I mean, it's hit me. I'm here. It's gone out of me. And he's 5 yards that way taking the throw in. I'm like, you've gained 15 yards just by running down the touchline. The referee says no further. So he takes one step back and 15 steps forward. And I'm like, you know, let's get. I don't understand why we have a linesman like in NFL, right, where they say he's gone out there. Take your throw in from there. It's simple. If he runs 5 yards forward, just say either go back or it's an indirect free kick. Just stop it straight. One game stops it.
Yep.
Just the first guy that runs down the line and throws it, just go, put it well down. You can't take a throw in from there, mate. It went out other off the pitch. It's like the referees aren't controlling the game. And I know we don't want to see stoppages all the time, but you can't see a ball go out for play. This multi-ball system. So a guy throws the ball to another guy 5 yards down the pitch who then runs 5 yards and throws it in. And you're like, but the guy he's hit, he's out of the game now because it's been taken so far past him. He's not had time to get back into play. But yet we'll stop the goalkeeper from holding the ball, which was an epidemic that no one spotted.
But yeah, so he gets 8 seconds. Throw-ins were taking on average 12 to 15 of the ones I timed. So are we now going to time throw-ins? Or are they just allowed to hold the ball as long as they want and that doesn't matter?
It's just, I just don't get it. It's just, they're fixing things that weren't broken, aren't they, again?
Yes.
We're distracting away from the actual problems in football, i.e. VAR is the worst thing that ever came into a sporting venue in the world, and fixing something that no one had a problem with.
Oh, yeah, and also, the referees are terrible. I mean, literally terrible.
Are you telling me that over the last 6 weeks they've not all improved?
Not at all. I mean, I think we briefly spoke about it last week. We got a man sent off for a second bookable offence for handball. The guy was about 3 feet from him and belted it at him.
Yeah.
Obviously, he does turn like that. He does hit his hand, but it's 3 feet.
These are the rules that need looking at, aren't they? Because it's the rules that are impacting the game. The goalkeeper holding it is not upsetting anyone. It's not bothering anyone. It's not delaying the game. But these stupid decisions about what we're getting, this is where VAR needs to be used if it's going to be there. And so just common sense. It's like, I mean, the referees have got lazy now, aren't they? Because VAR's there.
Well, unfortunately, where Barnsley play, we don't have VAR, which everybody does prefer, but the referees are so much worse in League One. They are literally painfully bad. And they're not much better in the Championship. So I watched yesterday afternoon while I'd got Barnsley on the radio. Because Sky Sports Plus had got all the Championship games for the first game of the season. Blackburn played away at West Bromwich Albion.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Stonewall penalty at the end of the first half for Blackburn. I mean, literally, I can't remember his name. Their right winger gets around the back of the defender. He's clumsy. They kind of come together. He just flattens him. Referee just went, play on. What are you doing? It was the most obvious penalty in the world, and we didn't.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
I mean, but the referees in one league are refereeing the game different to the referees in another league because one's got VAR and one hasn't, and the game has been refereed across the board differently, isn't it? It's just totally. If we can't afford to have it in the football pyramid, we shouldn't have it. Just don't. I mean, we shouldn't have it anyway. But
just do away with it. Just move on.
The refereeing standards are all different across the board because we did refereeing the games differently based on what technology we have. And I mean, we've said this 1,000 times. I'm guessing it's going to happen again this year. That when the third round of the FA Cup starts, the first game at Old Trafford will have VAR, but yet the game that Liverpool play away won't have VAR in the same competition. How is that a thing? The Championship, they'll go all season without VAR, and then they'll get to the playoff final, and VAR will suddenly come in.
And then we'll change the offside laws halfway through the season, probably, and use another version of semi-automated.
I mean, these are meant to be intelligent people that run these sports. When do they sit down and go, VAR for the final? Have they had it all season? No. Yeah, that sounds legitimate. Yeah. Just throw it in. Yeah, why not? Why don't we let them have 13 players for the final? Really make it spice
I
it
was
up a
going to
bit.
say, why don't we have a multi-ball system in the playoff final? Like 3 balls on pitch, just
FA Cup. Right, so third round. So when it's Kettering against Woking, VAR, nah. But at Old Trafford, yeah, bring it in there, yeah. Well, we'll just balance it up a little bit, shall we? Let's make the competition fair for everyone. Fucking idiots, man. Absolute idiots. I don't know.
Oh dear, football's not even back, and we've literally we've ruined it all.
These are the problems we've got when it comes back, aren't we? The football. Yes. I mean, some of the football last season was absolutely unbelievable. To watch some of the games was fantastic. It's just the people that run the sport and officiate the sport and morons. Just need to all go back to school and learn to do what they're doing.
But I mean, we're now obviously we've all watched some football in the last couple of weeks, because obviously the lower leagues have returned. But I genuinely can't wait. So we are.
No, that's it. This is the genuine excitement of a fan, isn't it? To watch the game, and what we want is for the whistle to go at the start of the game and the whistle not to blow again until the end. I don't need to see anything else. I just want them to play football like when you played football as a kid. When there's just 22 of you out on a pitch, you don't have a referee, you don't need a referee. We'll just kick lumps out of each other and keep going. Play football. I don't need to spend 50% of this season pending decisions on what I don't even know what the decision was about anyway. Looking at a screen thinking, there's a VAR call, but I don't know why there's a VAR call because I don't know what went wrong. As far as I can see, everything was fine. They're at it yesterday. United's goal went in off their player. And the commentator said, if VAR was here, they'd probably disallow it. And I'm like, why? Because they tackled each other in the box. I mean, this is fucking football. They both went up for a header, and the other player ended on the floor. They ended on the floor because he was smaller and weaker and didn't get up high enough. Not because there's a foul. Just play football. It went in the net. It's a goal. We don't need to check it. Just fucking leave it alone.
Well, we can only hope and pray that in 6 days' time, once the Premier League season starts, that come Sunday afternoon, we aren't utterly fed up with it all after one weekend.
We will, but we're just sat here going, if you're seeing what happened again, that goal that weren't a goal that went inside net, I just can't wait.
So if anybody that's got to the end of this episode, next week, we'll have a bingo card. Let's see who mentions VAR, playing out from the back, and referee decisions that we're not happy with. Let's see how long it takes to get all of those in.
It's not going to take long, is it?
30 seconds. I mean, it happened first game. The first goal of the championship season Friday night came from playing out from the back, and I was like, no.
Nobody's learned, have they?
No,
they're a very slow bunch to pick things up, footballers, aren't they?
They passed it around at the back, then the goalkeeper under pressure just volleyed it, and it went straight to opposition. They ran it and scored. I'm like, no, we're back. It's all here again. Yeah. It wasn't a bad dream. It just keeps happening every week.
And it's weird because the teams that have come down who think they're Premier League teams now, are going to play like they're big boys and just get annihilated by Championship teams that are just willing to press them and win the ball off them.
It was Ipswich. It was Ipswich that did it. So Birmingham scored first against Ipswich. It was Ipswich playing out from the back because they're a Premier League team. It just didn't work.
We've gone up to Premier League. We're big boys now. We can play out from back. Why? Why do you need to?
Before I have another coronary over playing up from the back, I'm going to say thank you all very much for watching, for listening, for putting up with us. The Premier League season is back. We can't wait. And we will be back with you all this time next week to look at all the games that have happened. And so we shall speak to you all again very, very soon.
Goodbye.